Hello everyone and welcome back to the next part of my 7 Days to Die series. In this video I'm going to be upgrading my base, or at least I would be if it wasn't for all these zombies that have shown up. I find that as time goes on, the more days pass, I'm getting attacked a lot more, but it could actually be something to do with the fact that I've got so many forges going currently in the base that I'm standing in right now. But throughout this upgrade I'm getting small hordes of zombies attacking me while it's happening, so I'm really glad I have my starter base to fall back to whenever this happens. You can see that in this video I am briefly joined by the Dark Defiance. He's helping me out to build this base. Unfortunately we found it was really hard to connect with each other. He would constantly lag out and not be able to join back in, and then it got to the point where he just couldn't join me no matter what we tried. Even when he did get in the game, strange things would happen, like he would just, on my screen he'd just be walking on the spot, but on his screen he'd already built an entire wall, and that made recording almost impossible. But he did manage to help me build some of my walls, and in this video I think it's a much cleaner build. Like the first base, whenever I built the wooden structure, was a little bit sloppy and rushed because I was just trying to get in the base. So hopefully in this one it's laid out a lot better, and I'm letting the Dark Defiance lay a few walls and stuff like that. And I'm getting this kind of isometric view of him do that. So hopefully this will help you understand how this base was built. And of course, like I mentioned before, I have a 2D plan of this that I drew up. And that's available on goldenedgegamers.com. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I've put a lot of thought into where these should be and how far away from each other they should be. So just so you know that I haven't just placed this upgrade randomly, and if you want to follow along with me and you want to know where I've placed these, how many squares across and stuff like that, the best place to look is on that 2D view, because that tells you exactly how many squares apart the two bases are. I don't think there are too many people that are going to watch this that want to replicate this base, but just so you know that the option's there, and there'll be a link in the description if you're interested in that. So let's get started. This time I've dug out my 15 by 15 grid. In the last video I didn't really do that. This time around it should be a lot easier to see what's going on. I've got the Dark Defiance helping me out. He's laying down the first few columns of Adobe 50. This is really the foundation that the whole base sits on, so I've made it quite strong down there. And it also means if I ever go down there I can see through the walls, just in case any zombies somehow manage to get down there behind the walls. You'll see that I've lined two layers. It's 3 squares down and 2 of those layers are wooden. Anything that structurally doesn't really matter I just make in wood. It's just a much easier way of doing it. The next thing we do is lay the top layer, which I'm starting to now put as brick. Now, even to be honest, this top layer should never really be attacked. The zombies don't attack downward, so this could have been wood, but aesthetically I just wanted it to, if you're standing outside you want to see everything in brick, so this is more of a aesthetic reason as a structural reason. The next step is to have the perimeter of the adobe in brick as well. This will be the first layer of your building, like the ground floor level. At this point, unfortunately, the Dark Defiance lagged out on me and just never came back. We kept trying lots of things, never really worked. So it's up to me to finish off the base, unfortunately. And the first thing we have to do is get these adobe pipes down. Now, if you've seen my previous video, you'll know that these are where the spikes rest on. And this is like a repair system that you can repair the spikes from down below. So that's the next thing we do, just the whole way out round has to be these Adobe 50 pipes. Once that's complete it should look something like this. To make it easier to get in and out of your base from this point on, I dig down and get my first ladder that leads out of my base. Because I've already done this, I've tunneled under my other base, so I've kind of already set this up that where I fall through is at a tunnel which I can now get up into my other base and also to the outside. So I'll just climb up this ladder just to show you. These bases will all be connected, they're all modular, so I plan to connect them underground and above ground, so that if one fails then you can just move on to the next one. Okay, so now with my entrance and exits sorted out, I can go ahead and I lay one more layer of brick and then start to lay my wooden floor. Once I've placed quite a few wooden frames, I go ahead and just repair them. It doesn't really need to be repaired more than once. This is just going to be for you to stand on. I think that if the zombies get into your base this far, your base is already compromised anyway, so I don't know, I mean I actually planned at one point to make this out of Adobe 50, but it's just going to be too much in resources. Wood's so much easier to get, so anything that's not too important I just make out of wood, and the rest of this base is going to be brick for the most part. Okay, so that's my base now with a wooden floor just at ground level. That's where you're going to be standing there and the zombies are all going to be attacking you. So what we need now is eye level basically. One block up is these iron bars. I've smelted quite a lot of these in my forges, you can see in the background there. But you do need them for your windows on the ground level, and also they run along the top of my base to stop the spider zombies. So you do get through quite a lot of these, and I've made lots. I've probably made too much, but I do plan on making two more, actually I think more than two, but at least two more modules to this. Once the iron bars are down, start placing bricks on top of the iron bars. I use 2 layers of brick above the iron bars, and that's just to make the ground floor feel a little bit more roomy. There's a little bit more headroom. I don't like it being too claustrophobic down there. So my ceiling height is about 3 blocks up, I think. Here's what my base looks like with the iron bars in and just the one row of brick. But I'm going to improve that in a couple of seconds here just by putting one more layer up there. And it's on this layer that I'm going to have my iron bars pointing outwards so that the spider zombies can't climb up the walls of my base. Okay, so yeah, basically just walk around your building and put your iron bars down. You'll notice I don't have any spikes or any defenses at all because I'm using my other base for defense here, and that's much better than before, because before I was like kind of defending my base as I was building it, which is a pain. And you can see in the old wooden building I've only got 1 row, but eventually I like to have at least 2 rows of these iron bars, because one row is a bit narrow and I like to stand up there and shoot down, so having 2 rows is a lot better, I think. And this is what my building looks like whenever I have 2 rows of iron bars going around the whole way around it. Now with all the work done outside, it's as good a time as any to start laying down some spikes. My plan is to completely reinforce all of these spikes with iron. I do a lot of mining below my base and just digging out more or less the entire area, and anytime I find any like little pockets of iron I'll just keep mining it. Basically I try and get as much as possible because it takes a lot to reinforce all these spikes, but that was just my plan because I want a really well fortified base for the next upcoming hordes. So yeah, basically just go around the perimeter, upgrading everything. Need a lot of wood to do that, never mind just the raw iron. So I just start by doing the wood just the whole way out round. The innermost spikes you can do from underneath, it's a little bit quicker from doing from underneath. So you can see I've completely upgraded the outside with iron, and that means everything else can be done with inside the base, in under the base. I can repair and upgrade from under there. The last thing I'm going to add to this upgrade is a roof, and again I'm just going to use wood the same as my floors, because it's not really a structural thing. It's not really a defensive thing either, having a roof and having that second floor. I suppose later on you do get attacked by hornets, but they're not really too hard to deal with anyway, and they don't come until later hordes. But I mean, I guess it's a good idea just to have a roof on your building. It looks a bit silly without one. I have some ideas on what to do with the top of my building, but nothing I want to really commit to right now. I know they'll be connected to the other buildings, but I'm just kind of leaving it open at the minute to see how the rest of the base develops. And yeah, I don't want to just commit to something and start building it and then have to just tear it all down again. So for now I'm just having a pretty plain roof on my buildings, and then I'll do a little bit of experimenting later on. So that's basically it for this upgrade. It's just going from wood to this brick, which is much stronger, and I will upgrade the rest of these spikes all to iron by the day 14 wave. So that's it for this video. I hope this explained my base a little bit better and how to build it a lot better than before. If you have any comments at all on the structure of my base, I'd like to hear them. If you've played this before, or if you have any suggestions, I'd like to hear that. But I will be adding to this base very soon, and hopefully keep you guys updated with my progress. So thanks for watching, and hopefully see you next time. I'm not entirely sure what my next video will be yet, but it will be clickable here when it's ready. Thanks for watching.